Well, indeed, I guess I'm live a couple seconds early. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, anybody. Actually, I don't even show anybody watching yet, but there might be, and it takes time up. There's like 2 or 3. So, good morning. Good morning from the Philippines. It is here's September 1st, 2025. And it's 8:30 a.m. Arlene got back from the province last night. She finally made it back. She'd been down for fiesta. Good for her. Oh, wow. I got my first thumbs down this morning, not even 1 minute in. That's a vindictive bastard now, isn't it? Isn't that a vindictive piece of shit? If I get a thumbs down, it doesn't matter. But for me to get a thumbs down less than 40 seconds into the live stream, that just shows you, you know what it shows you? It shows you that this guy is sitting at a keyboard somewhere. This guy is doing it. And I know who it is more than, you know what? I don't care who it is. It doesn't really matter. But I find that interesting. Isn't that nice? Oh, I got 2 now. Must have signed in his other phone. He has 2. So either way, it's nice that he gives me, it's nice to know I'm living rent free in his head. But it is what it is. So we're going to cover a couple of different things this morning. We're going to talk about coming to the Philippines or being an expat with a dream and going home with a nightmare. That's the first issue. How many people and why they get disgruntled and fail as expats. And there is some legitimacy to all of that, number 1. Number 2, some big doings here in Angeles City, specifically in the Clark area. And then a couple of interesting concepts when it comes to tourism. The new numbers are out. We're going to talk about the numbers. We're going to talk about how they're very different than what we would have expected, that's for sure. And we'll talk about a few other things. So, as usual, we have the chat going. I haven't gotten into it yet. We will open the panel for those that would like to come on board. And we're also going to answer any kind of questions that you might have. So, with that being said, we're going to wait just a couple more minutes before we start into it. Let's take a look at who all is here in the room and say good morning. Skip It All. Good morning, good evening, Mike and everyone. How you doing, Skip It All? Nice to see you. Of course, Slick Rick, one of our biggest supporters, is here. Good morning, Slick. Life in the Philippines traveler. Happy Labor Day across America. Yes, indeed. It is Labor Day in the U.S. David Keaton. Good morning, David. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Sunset Travel. Phil, I take it you're still in Australia, taking care of family business. Good morning, Mike. Thumbs down already. Yeah, I know who it is. It's the one guy that just hates us. He is who he is. Chosen One. How you doing, Chosen One? Thanks for joining. Skip It All. Life in the Philippines traveling. Thanks. My labor is over. Retired earlier this year. Hard to get used to not having a reason to celebrate these holidays. Yeah, isn't that different? It is. I can remember when I finally retired and everything, and yeah, it was different. Pablo Chicano. Hola, ¿cómo está, Pablo? How are you? Ricky USA is here. David says, I like watching your videos. Planning on visiting Cebu. You should have a great time, David. I hope and encourage you to have the best possible time you can have. Do your research, see where you're going to stay, plan your time, and have an absolute blast. Riggy Last, good morning. Muy bien, gracias. Oh, Pablo, good to know. Muy bien. There you go. Jose Rodriguez, good morning, Mike, and everyone here. Good morning, Jose. Thanks for coming in. Smith has joined us. I haven't seen Smith before or in a long time. I've seen that image used. I don't know if it's the same one, but BT and Betty out there in Mount Arayat building a house. Check out his channel. He'll show you his construction. Howdy, howdy. Hope you and Betty are doing good. How's the rain been out there? Wow. Jose, Pablo, how is your scraped nose? Well, you can't see it. Oh, there we go. It's not bad. It's surviving. What can I say? I shaved off a little. For those of you that don't know, I actually was shaving, and I just shaved off a little part of my skin on my nose, and it bled forever. What a pain in the ass that was, huh? Good morning, Mike. Expectations not met is the main reason for Exodus and the nightmares. You're absolutely correct, James. You know what? But there is another part to it. There is another part about why those expectations were not met. Chosen one. I've been studying Spanish 3 months. I'm determined. There you go. It's not so bad. BT, do you get my messages on the SSI drop dead form for expats? No, I did not, BT. I know which one you're talking about. Oh, yes, I did get that. I haven't had time to go into it yet. But yes, I did get it. I download the proof of life form every year and mail it in. I don't even wait for them to send it, but that'll be nice to do it online. I got to take a look at that. That's a great idea, BT. Shaving does suck. Sometimes I look like Tom Hanks from Castaway. Yeah, it gets rough sometimes. I will do that, BT. I will do that. I'm going to write a note. Proof of life SSI. Okay. Sent you a video. Yes, I did get it. I just haven't had, when Arlen is not here, all of my expat buddies and friends, partnered and or single, they all keep me busy. I don't know what the deal is, but they do. Okay. So let's talk a minute about coming to the Philippines or anywhere, Southeast Asia, anywhere with a dream and leaving with a nightmare. Now, we could give you all kinds of examples. I mean, there are plenty, aren't there? You see all these YouTube channels. You see all of these guys that are like, oh, this is horrible. This is that. This is, and yet at the same time, they have some common ground. Now, granted, it can be bad for anybody. And we don't feel good that people are sad. We don't feel good that they get scammed. We don't feel good. I would like to sit there and say, hey, you know something? It was his own fault. He did this. He did that. But no, aside from that, people come to the Philippines sometimes, and actually to any Southeast Asian country. People are coming and they're either doing stupid shit, which absolutely is ridiculous, or they come with these absurd expectations. And when they get these absurd expectations, that is something that just blows me away. I think it's, I don't want to sound like I'm bitching about people's ages and generations, but I am. I think that people have got to be mature. They've got to understand that not everything in life is going to turn out the way you think it's going to turn out, or even the way you want it to turn out. You have to be able to accept that on occasion, there's going to be failure. There is going to be unhappiness. There are going to be instances where things just don't work out. And you then have to be mature enough to accept it and either regroup or reform or move on. And what we're seeing is people that come and they don't. And it seems like they fall into a couple of different categories. The first one is quite frankly, and it surprises me, I see more of the middle-aged men than the retired men that seem to fall into this category. You can see their YouTube channels. They come here, they think they're going to be a YouTube star, or they come here and they're just documenting their life, and it falls apart. Then you see those that come with unrealistic financial expectations. And let me give you an example. 10 years ago, you could have lived comfortably with a semi-Western lifestyle in Angeles City for $1,500 US a month. Now, you need $2,000 a month to live a semi-reasonable lifestyle in Angeles City. Now, could you live 10 miles away? Could you live 5 miles away? Sure you could, all right? But in the heart of Angeles, in the developed westernized areas, you're going to need $2,000. But people are still looking at these, I live on $600 a month, I live on $800 a month. And while that's true, while it can be done, all right, it is then becoming how they're going to do it. Now, we've preached about this time and time again, but when you're looking at somebody that's living somewhere on $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, and then you expect to live that way or better in Angeles City or in Cebu or in Metro Manila, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. And we see men that run into this problem. They absolutely do. And then they can't they don't have the maturity level. They don't have this ability mentally to bounce from that. They just don't. And it's a shame. It really is, because then they put out these YouTube videos about I got scammed and it cost me my money and now I don't have any and I can't live the way I want to live and now I'm leaving. I'm leaving with a nightmare. I got this happened or that happened. All of the things that happen, a large number of them can be avoided. A large number can be avoided. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's been around for years. Don't rely on somebody else to fend on you or to take care of you, or that they're going to be telling you the truth or anything else. You know, that long distance relationship that you've never met, and you're basing your finances and everything else on that individual before you even get here, that's a nightmare before it even starts. It can be. Could be perfect. You could find the perfect partner that way. What are the odds? Well, obviously the odds are you aren't. But we all sit around and we all say, I'm the exception to the rule. That's what happens. That's what we do. We see, we tend to think we're special. We're an exception, all right? That we are different. And you're not. I'm not. Maybe you are, okay? But I know I'm not. I know that I am just a normal, everyday guy, all right? I don't think that I'm different or anything else. I'm grateful that I have a great Filipino wife. We've been together for going on 13 years now, been together, married for going on 11, all right? I'm just lucky, just fortunate. But I could have been just as not fortunate, misfortunate, unfortunate. There you go. I could have been that way. It could have been, all right, totally different. And if it had been different, if that's the case, what would I have rebounded to? Well, I can tell you, not all my eggs were in one basket. Arlen didn't have access to my finances for a long time. All right? And with that being said, I was financially conscious about what I spent. But even with that, even with that, I was lucky. And I am not I think, an exception to the rule, to be honest with you, because you look at all these other YouTubers. And then that's where we run into the next thing is, it seems to me you see only a few different genres on YouTube. You either see the guy that, like me, happily married, happily partnered, whatever. You see that, all right? Or you see misery. How come there's no in between? How come there's no in between? You see the single guys, all right? And yet they're still, getting beat up with different girlfriends. I think that brings us to another section, another part. But let's catch up with the comments here for just a minute and see what's going on. Chosen, yo puto habla bastante español. Verdad, okay. Very good. Chosen one's working hard. McLovin, good morning, McLovin. How are you? I'm going to skip the Spanish lesson in there. Excuse me. I flew into Clark back in the 80s. Flight from Norfolk was a nightmare. Birds flying in the engines, lost bags, missed buses, had to get to Subic, took 2 jeepneys, a bus, and a trike, but made it. Well, there you go. You did make it. And how did it work out for you, Skip It All? How was that trip? Slick Rick, does Waymo have a lowrider? I don't think so. Waymo's still gotten pretty big out there in San Francisco, I guess. Chosen one, Angeles City is expensive for no reason. I need answers. Well, Chosen one, Angeles is expensive because of the expat population. That's what drives Angeles City. It's the call centers, the Freeport zone in Clark, all right, and the expats. That's what drives it. What does the Airbnb or hotel rooms run there in Angeles? Skipping all, I don't know offhand. I can tell you this. I was up at the rooftop the other night. Arlene's out of town, was out of town. I still have this nasal drainage. Arlene was out of town. And I was at the rooftop. And I ran into a guy at the rooftop who was obviously having difficulty. He was texting on one phone and talking to the front desk downstairs on the other. And after a few minutes, he was done with both of them, and he was trying to figure out what was going on, and he said hey to me, and we talked for a second. Instead of booking a room through Candy, he booked a room through Airbnb. All right? He had arrived, and he had been there for 3 hours, and still his Airbnb host had not shown up to let him in, had not acknowledged that they even knew he was there, wasn't answering their phone, wasn't answering their email, and wasn't answering the chat thing through Airbnb. And then I find out through further conversations, his host did contact him. His host contacted him from the U.S. His owner of the unit that he Airbnb'd was in the U.S., and the management person that they employ had not shown up, not answered their host. So, shitty service, okay? And I'm asking him, well, why did you book through Airbnb? Why didn't you book through Candy? And he said, well, I booked through Airbnb because it was $12 a night cheaper. And I'm like, wow. Okay. I don't get it. I know that you can get rooms here. He had booked a studio efficiency over at Tower 1, the oldest tower that Candy Resorts has. And, so he was paying, I think, $45 a night is what he booked it for there, is what he told me. But he wasn't getting any kind of response. Chosen One says, a good hotel will cost you $50 to $60. ABC is like $100 a night. Yeah, ABC's a little bit more. Chosen One, that's a good price for ABC quality. Yeah, you want the nice room, the room with the jacuzzi that holds about 5 people and the shower that holds about 10 people. That one's about $140 a night, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. That ABC looks like a nice place with nice bars. Yeah, it is nice. It's very nice. Chosen One, I've been in Angeles off and on for 8 years. It gets more expensive every year while getting worse. Unacceptable. It is, but there is some information I'll share with you just a little bit about some new projects that are getting going here in Angeles. ABC is nice, but the noise from the nightclub can be very loud. Yeah, if you're up there and you're on a Friday or Saturday night, it can be. ABC's extremely nice until you step outside. It's stupid. A luxury hotel amongst poverty. But that's the way it is everywhere. I mean, I'd like to think that where we live is nice. But if I step outside and I go 100 yards in either direction, it's abject poverty. That is the way it currently is. It'll get developed in years. I'll be dead before it's developed, but it will. Pablo says, what if your online Filipino girlfriend wants you to stay with her and her family in the province? I would not recommend doing that on your first visit, Pablo. I would not. Especially if you're coming, you know what? You need some alone time. You need time to be with her, not to have the cousins, the uncles, and you footing the bill for all kinds of stuff. Chosen one, reach out if you need a cheap, decent place next time. Sorry, Mike. There you go. Sunset will tell you. He'll get you there. Skip it all. Sometimes people are not smart. Proper planning, street smarts, guess having a clue that you're an older person, and a lot of people there are after your cash, keep a cynic attitude, not trust. Yeah, I mean, you do have to keep a defensive attitude, but we see so many unprepared stories on YouTube, and makes you start to wonder. Sometimes I wonder how much of what is being said out there is true. How much of it is just embellished for clicks and views. So, Jim Cronk, good morning. How are you? Thanks for dropping in. Jose says, I don't know what to think sometimes. I have a girlfriend over there in Makati, but when I hear these stories, I really think about continue. You know what, Jose? Come to the Philippines. Experience the Philippines. Stay in Makati. You can stay near Makati. You can stay in BGC. You can stay, all around and see if you like it. Don't listen to people who have failed. I personally love the Philippines. My wife, who's from the Philippines, loves the Philippines. It all boils down to that. Continuing the relationship. I wouldn't be dumping money into an LDR, Jose, and I'm not saying you are. That's the one. Could you continue a relationship? Sure. Would you or should you dump money into it? Not without meeting them. Not without meeting. I would tell people that you are foolish to give money to anybody online unless you meet them. Skip it all. Was waiting for my ship to arrive when I flew in. Spent a couple weeks on base and then flew to Singapore to pick it up. Thanksgiving Day, 1984. It was fun, but hectic. Wow. 1984. Jeez. It's very smart. Wow, if you're worried about $12, you better stay home. Hey, McLovin, I didn't want to say that to him. I didn't want to say it here. Some people are very cost conscious. I don't know. I mean, for me, knowing what I'm getting is more important than $10. That's for sure. I totally agree with you. Chippy Whiska, good morning. 140 is super cheap compared to crappy hotels in the US. Yeah, they're far more expensive. Okay, so there is currently a trade show. Trade show is not exhibit going on at Mall of Asia right now by the Department of Tourism. All right, Chippy, this is going to run right into what you're talking about. And they are promoting resorts and getaways, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. It's big to do. They are targeting it actually more towards local people than international. Although plenty of internationals, don't get me wrong, they're not going to turn anybody away. But they're trying to get more of the local Filipinos involved in tourism. And I don't mean in working, I mean in visiting. So they were talking about some of the packages that they offer. And I don't have any notes on it because I didn't think I would even bring this subject up. But one of the things they were talking about, we're looking at tour packages from 1,400 pesos a day. Okay, so 1,400, about $25. Up to, and they said the name of an island in Palawan or off the coast of Palawan. All right, up to 2 million pesos a day. 2 million pesos a day. I don't know where they expect any locals to come up with that kind of money, but I am going to try and do some research and find out. What are you renting a whole island? Is it, 30,000, 40,000 a day? What do you get? Private helicopter service everywhere? I don't know. Juan, how you doing, Juan? As a cross-reference on accommodation costs, I was in BGC a month ago for a week, and the Airbnb I stayed at Forbes Town area was $68 a night for 50 square meter, one bedroom, not a studio. There you go. So, I mean, things can be found. Oh, my nose. I've been there 3 times already. I like it, but the horror stories worry me. Yeah, you know what, Jose? That is something I wish anybody could give you better information. You've met her family, you've been here 3 times. Now it's just time. Only now is it time. How long will you have to continue this LDR? I mean, are you going to, how long has this been going out? Going on? Are you looking at years of being an LDR before you're in a position to make it a in-person full-time type relationship? You've vacationed, you've met her. Yeah, I see that. Skip. I would have a hard time paying for someone's girlfriend-wife retirement fund when they are considerably younger than I would be. Again, back to that cynic attitude. I wouldn't look at it like that, Sip It All. I really wouldn't. What I would look at it is are you contributing to somebody's future? Not necessarily their retirement, all right, but their future. Don't you, if it's a partner, don't you care enough about your partner's future? Because you may not be around. Jose, we traveled over there 3 times. I've met Mike from Canadian Beaver over in Rojas City. All right. Did an interview with Alex from Living Abroad in Cebu and B2 Butuan as well as already around. Yeah. So the area, what's going on, what you're, now you can set realistic expectations probably. Tim Dizak, how you doing, Tim? Good to see you. June Lob, Filipino here. You're a nice guy, Mike. I don't know, June. I'm a normal guy. I'm just normal. I'm mentally adjusted, well adjusted. I don't, I'm not a drama-seeking little bitch boy. I'm not anything like that. Do I like it when people complain and lie? No, I don't. Am I going to do anything about it? No, because it doesn't matter. I'm just a normal kind of nice guy. But thank you, June. George K. He's on the 6th trip to Angeles in October. Common sense is all you need. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I read a book about Angeles City before we visited and then before we decided to move to Angeles. All right. It was common sense. We came, we looked at it. We came several times and looked at it and said, you know what? Of all the choices that I have for the things that I need, and when I say I need, I don't physically need them, but for my future, for what's going on in my life, what are the things that I want? I want easy access to good medical care. I want easy access to an international airport. I want easy access to Western food, not necessarily great Western food, all right, or easy access to other food than Filipino food, not great. There are far and few between great restaurants. There are good restaurants, but not great. Pablo says, Jose, was her family friendly? Yep. McLovin says, always figure at least 20% more than what your budget is in case yeah, you should have a financial plan, without a doubt. Without a doubt. We spoke I don't know. I missed that. Skip it all. A tour of the war relics on Pililu costs around $700 US. Went there in 85 and just walked around and seen many items from World War II. Sounds very expensive for a day tour. Yeah. $700 for a day tour? That's kind of crazy. Sunsets is a good Airbnb host is there for you 24/7 in the city. Everything is relative. You won't get that with a hotel. And that's true. Ruby, good morning, Ruby. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Hope you and your husband are doing well. Skip it all. Paraphrase that wrong. A girlfriend's parents was where I was going with that. I see. Okay. Ruby says for expat from the U.S., if you set your budget with a P50 rate, then you'll have room to play around with your budget. Yeah, obviously, because the rate's a little bit better. Buckeye State checking in. Buyer beware is a good idea. Yeah, Barry, isn't that the truth? Thanks for coming. Mike, how is RBI? Okay, you know what, McLevin? I'm going to be honest. I used to really like RBI. And I have friends, and why I say I used to really like RBI. The guy that started the RBI Steakhouse, he was a pretty much world accomplished, multi-championship winning chef. All right? And it was great. Very good. Very, very, very good. A little bit more expensive than everybody else, but worth it. Now, and he had the best beef jerky. RBI used to make the very best peppered and teriyaki beef jerky you could buy here in town. Anyways, he sold out a couple years ago now, not long after pandemic. I think the last time we ate there was maybe a couple months after pandemic, and he sold out shortly thereafter. And since he's done that, I'm just going to be honest, we haven't been to RBI. We have been to other places, explored other places. I have friends that have been to RBI. They still like going there for a steak. They really like going there for a burger. But I can't tell you what it's currently like. But you know what, McLovin? Maybe Arlen and I will go to dinner there one night soon and let you know what we roll into. How's that sound? Now, I tell you what I am going to do. Let me do this here. Interview. Let's copy this link. I'm going to put up, I think, what is the the link to the it's not giving it to me. Hang on. I was going to give you a link to the panel. Copied. There we go. So if you want to come on and talk to everybody, if you'll just follow that link, it'll bring you in. Let's see here. Skip it all. Are there Texas-style barbecue places out there? There is one that's similar, a couple that say they are. RK Barbecue is okay. All right. It's not something I'm going to go out of my way. I have a buddy that wants to go back now, and I imagine we will. I think tonight or very soon, we're going to go to Swiss Chalet for dinner. It's been several months since we've been there. And Arlen, we may end up going there yet tonight. It's nasty out there. It's not a good night it's a good day to be doing grocery shopping and driving around. It's raining, nasty. We may end up going to Swiss Chalet tonight. I have a buddy that wants to do that. Sounds like going to Landers and buying my own and cooking it. Yeah. We used to be a member at Landers and SNR. We prefer SNR, but Landers does have a broader selection. Barry Graham, wait and see. Here in the States, tourism is falling apart. Well, I've got some really interesting news on tourism. We're going to cover that in just a minute. McLovin says he'll be moving in October. Good deal, McLovin. Let us know when you get there. Don says RBI is okay, but pricey. When you order a bottle of wine, make sure you tell them you want it at room temperature. Otherwise, it'll be chilled. There you go. Don must have been to RBI here recently. Any places that smoke meats or anything like that. RK Barbecue smokes its meat. RBI smokes its meats, some of them, or they used to anyways. And there's a couple of other places. I love the Korean barbecues around. The only Philippines food I like there is the shawarma. You know, Sunset, we have been known to literally at 5:30, 6 o'clock decide, hey, I'm going to run down to Walking Street, just going to get shawarma and leave. All right. And that's it. Because they don't do delivery and you want your shawarma relatively, but yeah, I love that shawarma place on Walking Street. Tim Deasy, I went to RBI and it was a big disappointment, overpriced and poor quality. Yeah. You know, we've heard that. How long ago was that? Tim, how long ago was that? Just out of curiosity. RK Barbecue is not well reviewed. I got to tell you, Tim, I did not care for their ribs. My buddy did. Their brisket was very, very fatty. It was not I would not put it on my high list for sure. McLovin, my girlfriend, loves the salmon at Swiss Chalet. I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I love at Swiss Chalet is I order the large salad bar, a soup, and that's it. Very few places other than you start to go to these large buffet places in Clark and stuff like that have salad, and their salad bar is real limited, but it's a source of vegetables, and at my age, I need to be eating more fruit and more vegetables. Hi, Mike. Everyone, good morning and evening. Good morning, Bruce. How you doing, Bruce? Good to see you. GD is here. Wow. Thanks. Bruce Davis, Tim, Bruce. Oh, wow. Geez, Jose, thank you so much for the super chat. Wow, we don't get stickers and super chats too often. It's a pretty exciting thing for us, I'll be honest. Hey, Mike and crowd, I'm going to get back here at the gym. Not to cut you guys off, I have to thank you, Mike, for your content. You're an awesome dude. Bye, guys. Jose, if you can still hear us, first off, tremendous thanks, tremendous appreciation. Second off, you know what? You obviously have already got a good plan. You've already visited. You're already scoping it out. You're already looking at that situation. I think you're going to do just fine. Skip it all. I would think sitting on Walking Street and just people walk. It is. We've done that before. There's two places. You can do it on the rail at Kokomo's, which is pretty good. And then at the entrance, the north entrance of Walking Street, Cafe Mila, they have some rail places, and yeah, it is interesting. You without a doubt, skip it all. BGZ Roadhouse was subpar, was much better before. Poor aircon. I was sweaty. Steaks rather tough. Chippy, I'll be honest with you. Our last experience at Texas Roadhouse here in SM Clark and Angeles, our last experience was suboptimal. And usually it's a decent experience, but I will credit them this. Their entire point of sale, their POS system was down. So everything was manual on paper. And when I say manual, even my bill at the end was manually written out. They were having problems, and it was slowing everything down, and my steak came out tough. Arlene's, what did Arlene get? I think she got the pork chops. That came out good. My buddy, he wanted the steak salad. He likes their steak salad, but they had no lettuce available. Not available, no lettuce. Now, granted, I think maybe part of the problem was this was about a month ago. It was right after the major rains that caused that landslide that shut down the highway into Baguio. And, a lot of the lettuce and everything else comes from up north here in, the cooler temperatures of Luzon. And that was shut down for about 4 days. And so getting that might have been a problem. So we'll have to give them an idea. It was St. Patrick's Day. Wow, not that long ago. Not that long ago. Let me see here. What's going on? Let's see. Sunset, they deliver with Food Panda very cheap. They do. Oh, Sunset, thank you. Food Panda shawarma. I'll have to let Arlen know that. 2 shawarmas, 2 Cokes, $5 delivered, early hours, me too. Yeah, no kidding. Holy cow. Chippy Whiska, another super chat. Jeez, I don't think we've ever gotten 2 super chats in one live stream. That's amazing. Thank you, Chippy. How's things going? Sneaky Yellow Devil. Hello, Mike. Good morning from the West Coast. How you doing, Sneaky Yellow Devil? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. Michael Atos, going to slow cook coconut curry, Thai basil, slow cooked ribs tomorrow overnight. Wow, Michael. Coconut curry, Thai basil, slow cooked ribs. Wow. That's a pretty interesting mix. I wonder how that, Michael, let us know how that goes. I'd like to know how that is. That sounds yummy. Truly Progressive. Are you sure the POS? Yeah, it doesn't stand for piece of shit right now. It's the point of sale. That's what it is. You know what it is. Hillbilly Pyro. Good morning, everyone. How are you, Hillbilly Pyro? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. So, let me go to this next thing here. All right. And that is, I told you there's some things going on. All right. So, here's the first one. Oops, let me get rid of this. There we go. 1.7 billion peso is going to be devoted to a park that's going to come up in the New Clark area, Aviation Park. All right? And that's something that Angeles desperately needs. It needs good green space. All right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We need it. We need to bring the city up, to get them to to make it more attractive. But in addition to that, what else is going on? They're going to open a new luxury airport mall, literally almost across the street from Clark Airport. That's just crazy. It is crazy. It'll be interesting to see what is going to take place. As I said earlier, it is not one of those things. You can't be, depending on the lifestyle you want to live, it is going to be difficult for you to live for under $2,000 US a month in Angeles. Now, there are all kinds of exceptions to the rules. It depends on the lifestyle you want. But if you're living in Angeles, it's because you want that lifestyle. And if that's the lifestyle that you want, if you want the mall live stream, if you want lifestyle, if you want the restaurants, if you want the shopping, if you want all of that rolled into one package, all right, the hospitals, everything that goes along with it, the airport, international airport, everything that goes along with that, you're going to pay. It's not cheap anymore. And maybe that's what's causing some of these nightmares. Some men come here to the Philippines, they see a guy who lives in Dumaguete, and he's living in Dumaguete on $1,500 a month. Okay? So he moves to Angeles City. He says, I'm going to move to Angeles City. This guy's living in Dumaguete for $1,500. I can live in Angeles City. No, you can't. You can't. And because of that, think about it. The amenities in Angeles City are far, far more extensive than what is in Angeles than in Dumageddon. I mean, the first floor of Marquee Mall is bigger than the entire mall in Dumageddon. The number of restaurants within walking distance of where we live is probably 3 times more than all the restaurants in Dumageddon. You're paying for that. You're going to be paying for that. You know, I would dare say that probably, I could be wrong, probably, I could be wrong. I'm going to just tell you that right now. But probably there are more restaurants at Marquee Mall and SM Clark than all of Dumageddon combined. And that doesn't count the restaurants outside. All right. You know, it just doesn't count that. So, you know, you could live 10 miles or 5 miles outside of Angeles City. I mean, you could rent a place and you could live in Mabalacat or in Dao or way out Balabago, some of the more remote areas of Balabago. You know, you could do that. You could get into a place in Cut, but in Angeles proper, you get what you pay for. And no, you don't even get what you pay for. That's a lie. You don't get what you pay for. That's just the cost of living. That's the way it is. Let's see here. I also went to Shang Roadhouse in Ortegas. Slightly better, but El Gacho in Makati was 10 times better. Yeah, I've heard El Gacho was good. Big Boss says, don't get me started on POS systems. Yeah, I'm sure they can be a pain. How are ya? Let's see here. Slept Rick, SOS here in the province. Ah, come on. Mike, I tried to come on, but nothing happened. You know what, Bruce? I will check and see what's going on. Give me a minute, catch up with some of the comments here. Big Boss, at least you're there. Yeah. So, Big Boss, where in the province are you, Big Boss? So, what do you think of the radioactive shrimp recall in the USA? It looks like Japan nuclear plant meltdown is in the shrimp. Now, it is. Something's going on, because I will tell you, that is far more dangerous than what they put out there. I mean, cesium is a very, very, very dangerous isotope to ingest. So radioactive isotopes, alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay? Cesium is a beta isotope, alpha isotope. All right, it is a maybe gamma. I can't remember anymore. I'm pretty sure not gamma, maybe beta, but I think it's alpha. It's a very low powered, and that's the dangerous part. You see, it's kind of like this. Look at it like this. You've got a radioactive particle, neutron, electron, neutron, whatever it is, okay? Depending on type of radiation. If it passes through your body, it does less damage, all right, than if it gets stopped inside your body. So if it gets stopped inside your body, that means it's extending all of the energy that it has. And that's dangerous. And cesium is not something you want to eat. It is not. So I think that's a bad thing. Cesium is a byproduct from nuclear power plants. It absolutely is. Bruce says, yeah, I like Angeles City, but I'm good with the province too. Yeah, it's whatever people individually care for. I've been coming to the Philippines since 97. Take these announcements with a grain of salt. This well, I didn't want that to happen. I apologize. I have this sinus congestion that's just been going crazy. I can't get rid of it. Anyways, so got to get out of Pagadine soon. Slick, I need a modern vibe. Okay, come on up. If you want to live in a roach-infested apartment, you could probably live $1,000 a month. It's going to be oven on where? I mean, it's just going to depend. There are very simple places that are clean, but they're going to be in very simple areas. That's all it comes down to. Rick says he's leaning towards Cebu. There you go. Cebu is nice. Hang on just a minute. I got to blow my nose. Wow, if there's no better way to chase people out of the live stream, it's to blow your nose on a live stream. I apologize. So all right, now this is interesting. Tim says, I am 15 minutes from Walking Street and I spend way less than $2,000 per month. Your entire budget is less than $2,000 a month, Tim. Is that you individually? Do you own a place? Does that include rent? Does that include your transportation, your groceries? Tell us about that, please. I'd like to get my dad to come over there. He made enough retirement and pension. Yeah, why not? Cebu is awesome. Very good content, as always, from New Mexico. Thank you so much, Frank. We really appreciate it. Tim D, first trip to, and by the way, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Trip to the Philippines, I spent $10,000. That was some of my savings. Wow. That was an expensive trip. But Bruce, you got married, didn't you? On your first trip. Your first trip, you guys hooked up, you lived together for a couple weeks, and then decided to get married or something like that. You had already had an LDR with her online. And then you went to the province with her, didn't you? And probably did some improvements down there. Chippy says, I'm so old, I remember when bars outside the Korean bases had Korean girls. No kidding. So, Chippy, do they not anymore in Korea? Are you saying in Korea that the bars outside the military bases don't have Korean girls? I don't know. I've never been. I've never been to a Korean bar girl bar, I guess is the best way to do it. Say it. How much time? I'm good. 60 days, but I paid for, oh yeah, that's right. Bruce did go to a resort. I saw Bruce was checking in with Philippine Antics during that period of time. And I remember that and kind of getting the 411 and everything. Skip it all. Anything that has a designation as an isotope would want to keep out of my body. Yeah. Roaches in the Philippines are palm ghetto bugs. Yeah, they are. They are. For those of you that are not familiar, they are. They are identical to the roaches you will find in northeastern Texas and all of Florida, South Carolina, and Georgia. So Tim says that's rent, utilities, internet, groceries, housekeeper, and a driver, and helping my girlfriend. Holy crap, Tim. Dude, I don't know how you do it. All right, because let's see here. So my electric bill this month was 7,400 pesos, a little bit more than usual. And that's because, well, I ran the living crap out of, we have 3 air cons, all right? So groceries, I'm not sure how much. I want to say probably around 50,000 pesos maybe for the entire month. But Arlen does a lot of cooking. But, internet, I don't know, Tim. It would be difficult. No, there's no way that Arlen and I, all right, could do it on $1,000 a month. Not here. Not the lifestyle that we live. We couldn't do it. But I'm not saying that others can't. Video series idea, Mike. Do 60 days at $1,000 a month. I got to find somebody that's willing to take a haircut, because I'm not willing to live on $1,000 a month. I'm retired. I'm here to enjoy the money I made. I plan on dying with a lot of money that's going to, for Arlen. And anything other than that, I plan on spending all the way to the grave. Okay? Arlen's already taken care of. It is weird. I will tell you what's weird. I literally have more money in my 401k, and I withdraw money out of that monthly. I have more money in my 401k now than I had when we made our final move to the Philippines. So, what can I say? Arlen's going to have a blast. Love you, honey. Bruce, yeah, Mike went to the province with wife. It's the cost of getting married. Yeah, it is, Bruce. You're right. It is. Chippy says the $1,000 budget is for those who lived a very simple life at home. I don't do anything with bar girls. All in about $4,000 a month for similar life. So it wouldn't be. Do you think, Chippy, it's $4,000? It's going to cost you $4,000 a month here in the Philippines? Bruce says, same here. I don't mess with bar girls. I'm married. There you go. Chippy says, rare these days, mostly Filipina juicy. Lost that. These days, mostly Filipina juicy girls. A few Koreans, rare though. Oh, I had no idea. So you're talking about if you go to a Korean bar in Korea that's outside the military bases, you're going to run into juicy girls. I've never heard that term, but okay. You could do $1,000 a month out in the jungle with no creature comforts and crapping in a hole, but that's about it. I guess it depends on where. Bob Barker. Bob says, yeah, you could do $1,000 a month. Just never leave the house. Yeah, I guess you could. You could live on rice and milk fish, maybe a little bok choy. You wouldn't be getting Food Panda or Grab deliveries, and you wouldn't be going out, and you'd be drinking water. Mike, do you have Medicare taken out of your check? Just curious, not to skip it all. No, I do not. I do not. All right, so I have standard Medicare. All right. I do not have Part B. Okay. Now, in theory, I have Medicare, regular Medicare, but that comes along with Social Security. So, if that makes any sense. Hillbilly Pyro, I live a simple life, but I like toys. I just ordered a sea scooter. Neat. You mean like a jet ski? Something like a jet ski? Huh. Chippy, juicy is because the ladies' drink is juice. Ah, so you're paying that they're not drinking alcohol, they're drinking lady drinks or juice. So, Chippy, are you saying that they don't get hammered then? That's interesting because I know guys that make it a point to get those bar girls here hammered. And the way they do it, because they don't trust the drinks the girls get, they order Red Horse. They make these girls drink Red Horse. And if the girl wants another 100 peso commission, she's going to have to drink that whole bottle of Red Horse before she gets another one. And let me tell you, you can give a bar girl, 7 bar drinks. You got no idea how potent they aren't. Okay? But try and give a bar girl 7 Red Horses and 90% of them, they're going to be hurting. Hector says, those tainted shrimps were sourced from Indonesia by Walmart. I imagine Phil's may import a significant amount from them too. Sadly, they have no chain of custody process. Yeah. You know what, Hector? That's true. And that's why we don't buy frozen shrimp. Arlen gets all of our shrimp at the market. Big Boss Mike, what happened to your island hopping trip? Everything slowed us down. Everything. My daughter coming. Just there was like a dozen things. I'm not taking it off the table, Big Boss, but it's going to be further into next year for sure. It really and truly is. We wanted to do it. We had everything kind of laid out. We had all the planning ready, but shit happens. What can I say? It's quite different in Korea. I'm sure guys in here have been to Onsan and Yeah, I have never been to either one. I've been to Seoul. That's the only place I've been. And that's it. So I can't give you an overall impression. I would be lying to you. I really and truly would. Hillbilly is a large triangle with handles you hold. Ooh, that might be fun. That might be a lot of fun, Hillbilly Pyro. Neat. Michael says, all my bills in the USIA are $15.20 a month. House payment, car, utilities, phone, and insurance, plus food and spending. If I move to the Philippines, about the same budget. Yeah, depending on where you live and the way you live, Michael, it will be great. Time for me to go now. All right, Tim, you have a great day. All right, thank you so much for dropping in, Tim. Hector Gupta, that's a pretty sloppy way to market food. Yeah, it is, but that's the way it happens. What can you say? So with everything else being what it is, what else did I have here? Oh, did you see that now they're going to charge a $250 visa fee? Now, keep in mind, if the country you're coming from, and this is in the U.S., if the country you're coming from is visa-free entry, then there's no fee. But if you're coming from a country that requires a visa, now they're going to have to pay a non-refundable additional $250 visa fee. Trump announced that this morning, or I saw it in the news this morning. And then as far as the general bullshit news goes, I think we've covered most of it. I would also remind people, starting September 6th, we'll be kicking off our members-only live streams. So if you want to, let's see here. How's that? Is that it? Consider becoming a channel member. All right. I mean, we would love for you to subscribe and hit the thumbs up, but also consider becoming a channel member. So December 6th, we're going to start with our once a week live streams where we're going to be talking about topics that we just can't talk about in the open channel without catching a shitload of grief. All right. We're going to be talking about immigration. We're going to be talking about the U.S. We're going to be talking about the U.K. We're going to be talking about the Philippines. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff that I can't talk about in the open channel, the standard channel. And I want the people that are in there that are going to respond. It's going to be like $1.99 a month. It's dirt cheap. Okay. Yes, dart us, we will, all right? It'll be dirt cheap. But I figure that if you've got a little bit of skin in the game, you're going to be more mature and responsible about your comments. You're going to actually watch the videos that are going to be in the members area. You're going to actually watch them all the way through, and you're going to participate in the live streams. So they'll be small because we only have 12, 15 members total. All right. But consider becoming a member. We would certainly appreciate it. Let's see here. $250. Yeah. Rejected Jazz. That's exactly what it's a $250 visa. What did they call it? There was a word for it, but it's essentially a visa fee. Now, if you were Filipino, because you have to get a visa, they're going to have to pay a visa fee. If they're Japanese, which are visa-free entry, they don't need a visa. So they're not going to have it. So it's going to depend, the British won't have to have it, the Japanese, Australian, none of them have to get advanced visas. So they're visa on arrival. All right, free visa on arrival. But those people that aren't free visa on arrival in the U.S., they're going to have to get it. McLovin, it's out of control. McLovin, save it for the members section because I'm going to tell you, I am so upset over the way things are going in the U.S. right now. It's ridiculous. You've got a communist socialist running for mayor of New York. We had a blind, deaf, and dumb guy as a president for years. We still don't know who ran the government. We've got Trump fighting massive battles, but sometimes he pisses me off too. What can I say? Michael says, I live on the same budget I had when I drove a concrete truck. I based my living standard on my monthly employment benefit. Wow, good deal. Chippy says, it's all up to the way you live. I like to live in a nice place, shop, and eat well. 4,000. Good deal. That's great, Chippy. You will probably live as good or better than we will. And you owe it to yourself. Looks like rain here soon. Have a good day. Yeah, Pyro. It's been raining since last night here. Senior Mike, none stories. Okay, I will tell you more about Lori. All right. Lori the nun, although she wasn't a nun, but we pretty much could have been. How much per month? I'm interested. How much is what, Jasper? Jas, I'm sorry. How much per month? I'm sorry, Jas. Can you kind of let us know what you mean? Hector, if you use an iPhone, use a browser to access YouTube to sign up to Mike's paid membership. Yeah, if you, apparently Apple and Google, if you're on an iPhone or an iPad, and if you use Safari to access the member section to subscribe, it won't let you. You won't see the subscribe on an iOS product, apparently. Chippy says, I took out a loan to get the membership. You can't do. You're a liar. Come on, Chippy. All right, you're going to live on $4,000 a month, and we're $1.99 a month. Come on, Chippy. Wishka. Rejected Jazz. It's $1.99 per month. I live in Chicago, so I know all the BS. Yeah, my God. What was it? Over the weekend, there were 5 people shot and killed and 12 more wounded in Chicago. Did I read that right this morning? I'm not interested in that. That's too much. I'd be interested if it was 49 cents per month, though. Well, I can't make it 49 cents. The lowest option it would give me was $1.99. So that's the best I can do, Jazz. I'm sorry. McLovin, that's why I'm leaving. Yeah, I don't believe you. Senior Mike, did Senior Arlen chase you with the pillows when she came back? No, she did not. She did not. Arlen knew where I was every day, all the time. I check in with Arlen. We probably check in with each other a dozen times a day. Somalian running for Minnesota mayor. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. I want to hear more info on how to liquor up the girls. Well, we aren't an authority on that, Jazz, but we will talk about the bar girls. We will have open discussions about them in the membership section. I'm just not going to do it out here in the general section. Okay? Hector, did you hear about the Indonesians ransack? Yes, I saw that this morning, that the Indonesian prime minister, I guess it was, his house got ransacked or robbed. Was it the prime minister or somebody else? I can't remember which. Michael, the old joke goes like this. I married a nun, none in the morning, none at night. There you go. There you go. Well, you know something? I feel sorry for those people that marry a nun. That's all I can say. Skip it all. I figure my budget will be between $3,000 and $4,000 when I move. Also extra to be able to travel around Southeast Asia. Every now and then take a trip to Scotland. Oh, nice. Oh, I loved Scotland. Scotland is one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to, in my opinion. Shitty weather when I was there. I don't know what it's like the rest of the year, but it was a beautiful cruise. Why can't Bruce? Oh, come on, Jazz. Let us not be being rude, okay? Let us not. Just not going to deal with that. Boom. Let's see. Is there a coupon to sign up and give? No, there's no coupons. I don't know. Not that I know of. Maybe YouTube does it. I don't know. We really don't know. Well, if we're allowed to haggle, how about 19 cents? There you go, Bob. Geez, 4K is 48,000 a year and not making it rain. There you go. Hey, it'll work for you. Dano. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Dano. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Rejected Jazz. I have impregnated many women in the Philippines, but nowadays I've been laying my seed in Africa. Well, good for you. Now, are you like, you say you're laying your seeds, so you're growing like what? Watermelon, pineapple, corn. I mean, what grows in Africa? I got no idea, Jazz. You're going to have to be a little bit more, well, whatever you want to call it. Bar girls be liquor in the front pocket. Michael, I remember that. You're just going to have to spell it the right way next time. Like poker. That's a game. Poker. Yeah. Damn spell check. Dano. Too much information, Big Boss says. Yep. So let's see here. What else is going on? That's really about it. Oh, man. Boom. And you know what? I was going to ban you, but nah. Why bother to do that? You know, I'll let you sit out there. I'll tell you what, Jasper, rejected Jazz. No, you know what? Let's do this. Jazz. Okay, here's the deal. I'm betting money. There's the link, rejected Jasper. Come on. Let's talk. Let's get it on, baby. Come on. I guarantee you we'll have a great time, rejected Jazz, because no, you're not Jasper. We know that. All right. It's probably Kuya John, or it could be one of a half a dozen different rejected little trolls. I mean, you know, it could simply be, well, you know what? It could be a lot of people. More than likely, though, he's probably doesn't look nearly as good as this guy. I mean, this is a great one. All right. You know, it's Kuya John. Why ban me? Well, you know what? I don't know it's Kuya John unless you cam up. Could be you're just trying to pretend you're Kuya John. I mean, could be you're a lady boy. I don't know what you are or who you are. Okay? But who knows? Best pizza in Biggie's Pizza is for me. For me. Some people don't like it nearly as much. I love Biggie's Pizza. Super chat if Jazz comes on. He is not going to come on at all. Not even for 5 minutes. And if he comes on, he won't show his face. Okay? All right? He will not show his face. So that's the way he is. Don't worry about it. Sunset is not going to happen. I will come up if there's 10 super chats. No, you're not. You're not going to come up. People, don't fall for that shit. Okay? Do not fall for that. Because if that's going to work, I'm going to start hiring Sunset Travel to come up with a fake name and troll me and tell people that he'll come on to the super chat if I get 10 super chats. And you know what I'm getting at. Yeah, that's just bullshit. Come on. I told my girlfriend that pineapple on pizza was not allowed. And she believed me till I was at a restaurant. She said, you know what, McLovin? I think that's disgusting. I think pineapple on a pizza is absolutely disgusting. Okay? Add to the problem. Super chat. That's 3. Okay, Jazz. No. Chippy already gave 1. And John already sent one. Jose sent 1. So that's 3. If there's 7 more, you got to come on and you got to show your face. No, no. Ding, ding, John and Mike rematch. Nah. You know, I will tell you, all right, if that's Kuya John, if indeed it was Kuya John, I cannot blame him for getting pissed off at Mike for the comment that he made about John's kid. And I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it because, number one, I don't know if that's John, number one. Number two, it's not worth mentioning what was said because it was highly derogatory. You know what? If that is John can troll me all he wants. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. But if he was to go after my kid, just like if somebody went after his kid, all right, that was wrong. That was absolutely wrong what he said. So, what's going on here? Hold on. Rejected, Kuya John. Let's see here. Sunset Travel. All right, so that's 4. Pineapple on pizza. Yeah, it's horrible, McLovin. Let's be honest. It is one of, you know what? You've been here, McLovin. I don't know if you've ever had balut or if you've ever had salt fish, but that is pretty much about the same thing as pineapple on a pizza. Super chat from Chippy Whisker again. Holy cow. I'd rather eat, big boss. There you go. Super chat. $10 from Skip It All. My God. I've never had a live stream make this much money. Never. I mean, people just don't give us super chats and stickers. They just don't. It's so rare. Kuya John destroyed my. Okay, now I'm beginning to believe that might just be John because those words have come out of John's mouth verbatim, exactly, more than once. All right. Bob Barker, our first major disagreement. Pineapple is awesome. No, Bob, please. No. You know, I don't get me wrong. I love pizza. I love pineapple. I just don't think, I just don't think they mix. That's all. Let me see here for a minute. Super chats. I have Jose Rodriguez, $10. Chippy Whisker, $2.79. Chippy Whisker, $2.79. It's 3. Super chat, $10 from Sunset Travel. That's 4. Excuse me. Chippy Whisker, 4. Oh my God, Skip It All, $10. I have a total of 6. All right. I have a total of 6. So 4 more, and Rejected Jazz says he will show his face. We'll see. Super chat again from Chippy Whisker. Dano, you the peso, Mike. I'm not sure what that means. Hold on, folks. I have to blow my nose again. Hang on. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. But yes, Walmart pizza, you can doctor that stuff up great. We have 9 super chats. You know what? It's supposed to be 10 since you posted the link. No, you didn't say 10 since I posted the link. Come on. Rejected Jazz, don't be a wussy. You didn't say 10 since I posted the link. Okay? I'll keep messages. I think you should have I know I was muted there for a minute. Wait till they put balut on a pizza. Oh my God. Yes, I count 7. You're still on mute. No sound. It's 8. Sound is gone. Muted. Lost audio. Mic, no sound. Okay, you should have sound now. You should have sound. Yeah, I'm showing it sound. Guys, I'm not going to show my face just to prove you will always get scammed in the Philippines. You see, I told you. I have 10 super chats. All right, Big Boss, Chippy Whiskas, Sunset Travel, Jose Rodriguez. Did I get everybody in there? Hector Gupta. I've got 10 super chats, and that's all there is to it. Oh, I have 11 now. Kuya John speaking from experience. Yeah, what happened? Hold on. Kuya John speaking. Yeah, 9 since the link. Hector, there's another one. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, there's McLovin. Don't be a peck. All right, Jazz. Thank you, Hector. All right. So now, even under his rules. All right. Oh, he's going to join as Mike. All right. Let's see if we can do this. Hold on. Let us see. Okay. Well, is he going to show his face? No face. Oh. Well. I can't.
Hello.
Nope, there we go.
Hi.
How we doing?
Good.
All right, you got to show your face.
That's pretty gay, man.
All right, we're waiting. What are you, where are you? Are you at the factory making stills, or are you in the Philippines, or what are you doing?
This is Egghead.
I don't know who Egghead is, but if you don't show your face, you're going bye-bye. Yeah. The camera's live, but, well, now he's gone. So, there we go. Scammed as usual. So, there's nothing we can do about that, is there? I knew he was going to scam everybody. I knew he was a liar. All right. We all know whoever that was a liar. Okay. Now, the problem is we don't know who it was. We still don't know who it was. Could be anybody. Chippy says it's him. I know that voice. It did sound like him, Chippy. I'll admit it did sound like him, but I don't know for sure. I really and truly don't. For those of you that donated money, I wish I could refund it. I really do. I wish I could refund it. But there's no way skip it all. I want my super chat back. I wish I could. I really do. I feel bad but then again, I did warn everybody. If it's John, he's a scammer. If it's not John, with a name like Rejected Jazz. It is still a scammer. I mean, there's just nothing you can do. If he comes back, I'll let him on again, but he's not in. He left. He left the mode. He signed out. Now, he may still be here in the channel listening, but he's not in the interview section. He left the live stage, which kind of sucked. But Michael says he thinks it was John also that he recognized the voice. And you know what? It could be. It could be. And, we go back, when we go back to think about this, the trolling between John and Mike, that's normal. But I had a personal conversation with Mike when he went after John's kid, when he made that statement about John's kid being a future pole dancer, and I just felt that was uncalled for. It was just rude, and that's just all the. When I had Egghead on, which was the last guy where you see in the ceiling. Did you guys? Yeah, you guys did hear his voice. So yes. So no, it was not Arlen. Not Arlen Sunset Travel. John has left the building. Yeah, he is not here. So I wish there was a way. I'm going to have to make it up to you guys somehow. I don't know how yet. I apologize. But I did get 12 super chats. Sunset Travel, Big Boss, Chippy Whiska, Hector, and I mean, all of you repeatedly. Jose Rodriguez. I mean, wow. You guys really put forth the effort to get rejected Jazz, because till I see him, I won't know for sure. But he knew that his channel, that had to be him. You're right. That had to be him, because he knew his fake Mike's Philippine Journey was banned. And since I've never made a big deal out of that. I've never even mentioned it. So therefore, that was John. You're right. Hector says I'm going to write it off as a charitable donation. There you go. I'm not a 5013C. I'm not sure the IRS is going to accept it, but you can try. You can certainly try. That's for sure. Let's see here. What else is going on? Perhaps you can gift memberships. I can't gift memberships because of my credit card is tied into that account. It's really, it's so weird. It won't let me do that. Oh, let's see here. Wait a minute. Egghead is back. Let's see what's going on here. Guest 1 and 2 up. All right. Can you hear us, John?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I don't know. Show your face.
You know that it's me. Come on.
You gotta show your face. I mean,
I don't have to.
Yes, you do. Dude, we are going to ruin your reputation for scamming all these people. Okay?
I just wanted to help you out and get some super chats, man.
Oh,
you don't see my face. I did want to say one thing though. Mike was right. Mike was right about a lot of things. I miss him. Where is he? Is he alive?
As far as I know, I haven't heard from Mike since he had a hurricane coming in a year ago, and that's the last I heard from him.
Yeah, it's crazy. Him, Andy Omar disappeared. That was my 2 favorite people to watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you, of course.
Oh, well, thank you. I can't see why. I was never. But but no, I have not heard from him. I do not know. I haven't heard from Andy. I do not know. Um, um, you know, I mean, Mike was right about a lot of different things, but he could be wrong. I mean, there were things we disagreed with.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely a know-it-all. I think hopefully he didn't pass away and die. I mean, I didn't wish that upon him. I did think he was going to get his channel taken away from being too aggressive with some of his comments, but that's about it. I didn't think that he was going to disappear like that.
Yeah, I think something happened. I don't think, you know what? Mike had multiple channels, and some of them are still up, but they're not creating content. So I don't think, I think something happened. Something drastic happened with Mike. I wish
Yeah,
him
like
the
a
best.
probably a mental breakdown.
I do not know. I don't, you know, he never gave me the impression that he would be susceptible to that.
Really?
Oh, no, wait a minute. So, Arlen just saw your message, Brian, that you're on the bus in Surigao on your way to Kitchener. Yeah, so Arlen doesn't know this, but Brian and Lot Lot, his wife, are on their way to Butuan. And for those of you that don't know it, from Surigao City to Butuan, you go right through Kitchener, which is where our house is. So, um, let's see here. So, again, left. All right. So that was John. I will give him credit where credit's due. That's for sure. Let's see here. That looks like Diplog prison cell. Yeah, the pole dancer comment was uncalled for. I lost all respect. Yeah, it was. It was, you know, you can go after me all you want. That doesn't matter. Okay? But when you go after somebody's kid, oh, I lost him. He tried to come
I'm
back.
here.
Oh, you're here. You're here, but
Yeah.
you're not here. Blank screen.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so you know, when you go after somebody's kid or you go after their parents, you draw a line that's too far. You really cross a line. You know, you can't piss somebody off. I don't know. You know what? I'll rephrase that. I don't think it's possible to piss somebody off more than going after their child.
He went off after the girl too, calling her a puck, calling her a whore as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, I knew it was all just YouTube shit, and I'm not a YouTube guy, so it's all good. It's fine.
You know what?
But I did want to.
Go ahead.
I did want to say I finally accomplished my mission of having a son out there. I had to fuck a lot of girls, but I did what I went there to do, and I'm back home now, and I'm not gonna go back there again for a long time because I don't know how you do it. We're not respected out there at all. I don't know about you, but I don't feel respected at all. I mean, if there's anybody listening, you gotta pick one girl and to stick with her because they're not gonna respect you if you're a whore like I was. If you're bouncing around, I was just not respected whatsoever. But yeah, I left that girl I was with for 3 years and just kept on going until I knocked one up, and then stayed with her for about 6 months and left. And now I'm not going back. If they want to come here, that's going to be great. But you know, my dog dying out there was a big slap in the face. You know, I brought him to a vet, and it was an unregistered vet that with a Korean vet. Didn't even know what he was doing. They shot him up with stuff that I didn't approve of, and then they tried hiding the guy's identity. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really sick of it. I would like to enjoy other countries, like Vietnam or something else, but I'm definitely happy that I'm home. You know, my plan was always to stay out there if they stole the election again, but they didn't steal the election again. So when Trump was elected president again, I said, fuck, fucking, I got to go home. And then I stayed as long as I possibly could.
Well, good.
But yeah, Mike was right. You know, that Mindanao jungle stuff, you know, that's definitely true. And you know, I wish I could do more for my daughter, but you know, I got limited control unless I'm physically there. And without me physically there, I have limited control. It sucks.
Let's see here for a second. Hold on. Chippy Whiska says you've got an echo. Hold on a second. Now maybe that'll get rid of that echo. So Chippy, let me know if he still has an echo. You know, I'm sorry to hear about your dog. That's for sure. And then number two, I mean, have you been able to establish a relationship with your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. And now you have a son.
Yep.
And both of them are in the Philippines.
Yep.
Did you get both of them passports, U.S. registered as U.S. citizens?
Divine intervention. I don't know what came over me. I just got rid of that girl I was with for 3 years. I said, fuck it. Let's just go and find as many girls as possible and fuck them until I finally have a son, because that's really all I wanted in this world. So now I'm happy and I'm back home. I'm making money. And if they want to come here, that's great. But if anybody's listening that thinks they want to go to the Philippines, I'd recommend not to go. Do not go to the Philippines. It's not good there. You will end up in jail probably, and all the laws are built against you.
Well, all right. So, John, just so you know, I disagree with your methodology, but I'm sure you expect that. Um, you know, but more importantly, have you gotten both of them registered with passports as your child so that any kind of benefits that
Come on, you know the truth, man. These girls just wanted to get pregnant so they can get a little bit extra money every week.
but you're the one that wanted to get them pregnant, right?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't you just say I went looking for a girl I could get pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do have a
And
responsibility to that
that's the end
child.
of course, yeah. And now I pay for child support. My benefit for my children that won't come to me till they're like 12, 16 years old, where I'll actually be able to enjoy. But no, I can't enjoy shit. When I go to the my 6-year-old daughter's house, I'm the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life.
Oh,
They
I'm
don't
sure.
treat me like they don't treat me like family at all. I don't really want to get into the specifics, but Mike was right about a lot of shit, and I wish that he was around. You know, he had a lot of intel for people. Fucking, I wish that he would, you know, do something else. I think that Philippines YouTube stuff has really went downhill over the, you know, since he left. I liked the drama a little bit. I miss it. You know, it's not really. I'm not really built for it. But I appreciate, you know, you giving everybody information and your channel and stuff. I just wanted to touch base and give you an update. I don't want to make everything about me and all
No,
that
no,
stuff. But yeah,
and
I'm happy with where I'm at. The girls are happy. The babies are healthy. And if they want to come here, they can. But, you know, that's going to be in the future and stuff. And I'm just sick of being disrespected out there. I don't feel respected out there like I do in America. And it's a great time to be back home. I don't appreciate you saying, "Oh, it's crazy over there in America." Blah blah blah. You haven't even been here for so long, man. It's an amazing time to be alive. Don't let the news trick you.
I don't. Right? I mean, let's see here. We have federal. We have to put the fucking army into Washington D.C. to slow down crime. It's not the fact that the
Okay.
army's there. It's the fact that the crime is so bad. Is the fact that you've got mayors that are defunding the fucking police. All right. And they can't even control their own crime. You got Chicago, 5 people shot and killed this weekend, 12 more wounded in Chicago This is a town that defunded the police. You've got illegal immigrants. All right, and I'll use that word. They're illegal. They're illegal immigrants that are sucking your tax dollars, John, my tax dollars, down. You're providing condoms, baby food, diapers, and cell phones to people that aren't even doing it. Okay. All right. I mean, you
relax,
can't,
Mike. That's just been going on forever.
and it just gets worse. It just gets worse.
Enjoy the ride.
I don't have to. I'm riding it here.
Let's go back to why you're skipping over the fact that I just went to the Philippines for 7 years and I don't feel respected.
Oh,
You're
no,
doing
I
the
didn't
same thing the
skip over that.
Filipinos do. You're doing the
No.
same thing that all Filipinos do. You're
All
skipping
right,
over the important part.
then let's talk about that for a second. Where did you live in the Philippines and why did you feel disrespected? Tell us about that.
I think what I did wrong was I didn't marry the first girl I met. I feel like if I married the first girl, the baby mama number one, everything would have been, I would have felt at least 50% accepted. But because I didn't, I felt only 25% accepted. And that's nowhere close to being able to be happy.
I agree with that.
So I'm not expecting to be accepted in a foreign country fully anyways, too. Like let's be real about expectations too. But the whole system's built against you. You can't own land. I can't even buy anything and put it in my daughter's name without putting it in the mother's name first.
Yes.
The whole system is built against you.
Yes.
The disrespect is mainly because I'm trying to get stuff done, and there's a lot of people that aren't trying to get stuff done, and I get offended from laziness and people playing video games when they should be helping the family out. So I haven't really been able to never was able to find a spot where I really fit in because of my emotions taking hold of me.
I can certainly
I
see frustration.
got close with a girl, was with her for 3 years, but she wasn't having a baby. So I had some divine intervention something took a hold of me. I just packed up and left. The dog died a couple weeks later, and the girl was pregnant a couple weeks after that. I mean, everything. And then as soon as I got exactly what I asked for, I should have asked for a son with a girl that loves me, but this girl was fucking horrible. This uncooperative, completely uncooperative. The whole family tried. I don't even want to get into it. Just basically uncooperative, the whole family. And I do understand. I'm not from there. I'm the guest. I'm the one that needs to cooperate. But there's a line. So I'm happy to be home where people cooperate. People are smarter. I don't have to deal with language barriers. I don't have to deal with people that are always trying to use me for money, take advantage. I'm cool with helping people out, but I need to feel like a little respect for helping.
Okay, hang on, John. Your audio is getting real broken and scratchy. I don't know what the deal is. All right. So I think the first thing to recognize, I think John's gone. Yep, he is. So I think maybe he'll probably call in. He'll call back in a couple minutes, maybe. Chibi says the prepared California says you can't own land because they don't want foreigners taking their country over, and that's exactly correct. All right, just because you can do it in America doesn't mean you can do it here. All right, there are other countries you can't own land. The Philippines is not the only one. Chibi says the reason you were disrespected is because you're dealing with questionable families. Well, you know something, Chibi, that's maybe true, but we're only hearing one side of the story. And we know that John can be difficult to deal with. So, I do understand, all right, if you're going to be a part of somebody's family and they don't speak English, then it's a different mindset. The prepared California, he doesn't understand there's a difference between meeting questionable girls from the province and college education. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. but that's not the direction he wanted to go or decided to go. We'll have to wait and see. He may call back in. I don't know. Mexico is worse when it comes to owning property. I don't know. I own property in Mexico, and I'm 150 yards from the beach, and I own the property. But I FM3, permanent resident down there. I've sold it now. It's gone now. But yeah, there were a lot of restrictions back in those days. But either way, John is entitled to voice his opinion and speak his piece. All right. We're not going to deny that to him. We're not going to we're going to give him that opportunity. Well, that being said, I certainly see why. I certainly see why he reached that frustration level. As we all know, those of you that are here, you've been around John. Many of you have been around John. You all know that he has been difficult to deal with in the past. He has a very volatile temper, number one. And I don't mean an abusive type, slap you in the face temper. All right. I wouldn't know anything about that, but we know he gets very defensive. All right. Which, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as the delivery is equal. Mexico is worse because they'll let people buy property, and then when a new government comes to take it back. Yeah, absolutely. I've heard about that, Californian. I didn't have to experience that. I never had a problem with it. But then I didn't buy, the 70s was before my time. I didn't buy property in Mexico until the 90s. It was early 90s when I bought property there. Right? In Puerto Penasco, Rocky Point, Mexico. So either way, I welcome John back. He, we didn't have any volatile interaction whatsoever. Just like, I welcome anybody that wants to pop up into the live stream if you want to cam up. And I let him cam up because I knew it was him without showing his face. Generally, I will require that everybody show their face. Okay? I really and truly would. Wow. I got a second thumbs down. Oh, no, it got changed to a thumbs up. I don't know what happened there. Was a thumbs down. Now it's a thumbs up. When you go to a country like the Philippines, you need to make friends and get to know people if you want respect. And, the California is correct. If you want respect in an area, you have to interact with those people. And interacting with those people, though, John is correct. It's difficult to do. A lot of Filipinos speak English, but they don't want to speak English. They don't, they're embarrassed to speak English. They're afraid to speak English. So, sometimes, Filipinos, to interact, you've got to have someone. Like when I go to the province with my wife, I would never go to our home in the province without my wife. I would never do it. Never. I rely on Arlene to make sure that I keep my perspective and that I understand the perspective of the others that are going on out there. I don't have any problem. I mean, Arlene and I never have a problem in the province. We really and truly don't. When I say we never have a problem, well, yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it. We don't have a problem. We don't. We just don't. We have family. Everybody has a little bit of family drama. We have neighbors. we have no drama with it. Well, one, there's nobody that lives on either side of us anymore. All right. But all of that being said, I can understand John's point of view. I really and truly can. Now, where do I disagree with John? Well, I'll tell you right now where I disagree with John. Chippy is really correct. You know, there is a big difference between true respect and fake respect. There's no doubt about it. Chippy's 100% correct. So what was I saying? Now I forgot. You know what? I can't remember the point I was trying to make. I truly can't. I forgot. You see, this is what happens when you get old. And that's why if I go to the province, I always take my wife. I never go to the province without my wife. I remember. This is where John and I would disagree. This is where John will force me to not respect him unless he can tell me it's not his fault. John has 2 children that are in the Philippines now. John receives a paycheck, all right, even though he may be part owner of a company, he receives a paycheck, pays Social Security. Should John die, all right, he's talking about he makes child support payments here to the Philippines. Nobody's going to make those payments for him. Social Security would evaluate how much John's Social Security benefit would be, and that child will get, I believe, up to 75%, something like that. All right? If they're U.S. citizens. Now, he has 2 children. 2 children. Children's. That's terrible English. I apologize. He has 2 children here in the Philippines. He needs to register them and get them passports and have the State Department recognize them as children, his children. There's no sense in John leaving his children to be raised in poverty. And they may still get raised in poverty. You have no idea what their mothers are going to do with the money that they get, but it's something. It is something. And that makes a big, big difference as far as I'm concerned. Children are children play a very special place in my heart. I can be an asshole. I truly can. All right. I really and truly can, but not to children. I bend over backwards to help children, to make children that I'm around happy, and not in some perverted sense, for God's sakes. All right. Don't you guys get bullshit out there. I think children are the future. The kids that you abuse, it's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? All right. So, John, the children that you don't raise, that you don't instill a moral, ethical, logical, educational background into, those children are the future non-leaders of the world. They're never going to be a leader. But maybe one of your children will become president of the Philippines if you instill education, morals, ethics, all right, the whole 9 yards. You never know. Don't let them do that. James says, I have only maybe 3 friends, and they're Filipinos. California says, better to have 3 good friends than 30 fake ones. Yeah, that's for sure. You're absolutely correct. James says, Filipina. Absolutely, James. Absolutely. So, John, I'll extend this invitation to John. You know what? I'm going to put this link back up just in case he's out there and he wants to come back. All right. But I do understand. I do understand that things can be different. I do understand things can be different. Good afternoon, Vinny. How are you? I do understand that things can be different. I do understand that you can feel out of place. I can understand how somebody like John would feel out of place. Just like anybody, you shouldn't even use John and say, I can feel like John would be out of place. I can see how anybody would feel out of place, excuse me, in the wrong area. I can understand that. Skip it all. John kind of put a damper on the mood here at the channel. Yes, the U.S. is not as bad as portrayed, but it's not all that good. Costs are just crazy. As an old fart, I want some excitement. Skip it all. I don't think that things are horrible. But what I do think is what we're seeing, and this will be in the members section that I'll be going into it. All right. I do think we're heading down a very dangerous path in the U.S. right now. I think that there are things transpiring in the U.S. that are going to have incredible generational issues. We're going to cover that when we start on August 6th. I'll put this right back up. Let me just, there we go. The skip it all before I die. Yeah. One of the happiest times I ever had in my life was 1999 when I was in Thailand for 2 months training with the Thai Army in a village with no phones or technology. It's just a state of, oh gosh, I forgot to put it up there. I'm sorry. There you go, California. 1993. No phones or technology, just a state of mind. I can't tell you what Thailand was like in 1993. I can only imagine. I don't think it would probably be bad. I got to tell you, I love Thai food. All right. I would much rather be in Thailand in 1993 than here in 1993, to be honest with you. Vinny says, I'm good, Mike. My young on. Very good. Very good, Vinny. So, what have you been up to today? Oh my God, 2 hours and 13 minutes, folks. That is the getting to be out of hand. So, let me just say this. Starting August 6th, okay? We're going to be kicking off our once a week live streams in the members only section. I would encourage you that if you want to talk about politics, if you want to talk about adult content, if you want to talk about mature things, if you want to voice opinions about the reality of the global world and everything that goes along with it, become a member. It's cheap. It's $1.99 a month, but I put it in the members because I figure if you've got a little bit of skin in the game, you'll be responsible about it. Please do consider becoming a channel member. Otherwise, thank you so much for the subscriptions. And thank you so much for everything that's going on. Chippy says, I'm sorry, but if you have a child in Asia country, own up to it. Especially, yeah. And Chippy, John. You've seen John before. He's not that old. He certainly should. Bowl of noodles and a soda was $1 back then. Wow. Thailand in 1980 was wild. I can't imagine what it was like. I really can't. Vinny says, hey guys, I did everything wrong in most expat opinions. Met my wife online. Nothing wrong with that. We know people that have met their wives online. Trust me. Thailand is where there's, yes, there is. Timmy dog? What is Timmy doing in? Well, good morning. Still morning anyways in Japan. Timmy, how you doing? Hope things are going well. Thanks for dropping in. I think people also don't have a game plan on what they're going to do or live before they go. No, California, they aren't able to adapt. All right, they aren't able to adjust. There's a there's a military motto somewhere: adapt, overcome, something like that. Um, I don't know whether Marines, Army, I don't know what it is. But for those of you that are out there, somebody knows, I'm sure. Men have to be able to do that here, or they're going to leave here with a nightmare. Just that simple. Merry Christmas starting September 1st. Yes, it's the Burr months. But now I'm closing shop here in the U.S., moving forever to the Phils. There you go, Vinny. Great. All right, folks. I've caught up with the comments. I've caught up with everything. Here we go. I want to tell everybody I appreciate you dropping by. I really do. I appreciate everybody. All the super chats, 12 super chats. Never, never, never in this channel's history has that happened. Thank you, Kuya John, for showing up. And with all of that being said, we really appreciate you being here, supporting the channel, and helping us out. Please, we hope you have a great day. We hope you're safe and take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.